He working out. Like, oh my goodness, my arms have been invisible for 2 days. Yeah, so I'm expecting a higher than expected NFP. So I am shorting gold. As always, you guys need to be risk aware, and this is not financial advice. This is just, education material for all you on YouTube. How's everyone doing on YouTube? So we have our news in 10 minutes. As I mentioned, I am expecting a higher than expected number, which in turn will push gold down. If we take a look at last month's NFP, which we did yesterday on or last night on our analysis video, that was right here. Here's our 8 o'clock candle, which is what we're in right now. And from that candle open to the low of that Friday, we saw right around $30, right? To our low, we saw $31. That was with almost a double higher than expected. I said that completely wrong. It was with a actual number that was almost double the forecast. I am expecting a higher than expected number, which will be bearish for gold if we get that. Now, I don't know the number, so I don't know if it's going to be higher than expected by 10,000 or by 100,000. But the higher it is, the more downside we will see on gold. We have multiple levels marked up, and we're really just going to see what we can have, right? So this is a good day for testing your patience. And what I mean by that is, right, if we get a very higher than expected number, there's no reason why we can't come and tap 1903 again, right? Some people are always quick to close profits. And that's something even myself that I'm working on today is I don't want to close this early if we get a nice higher than expected number, right? I want at least to see this bottom down here at 1903. And depending on how high it is, I do think it's very easy for us to tap into that 1800, 1896, followed by 1893 with the prior weekly low. And then anywhere from 1882 to 1888 would be my daily goal, right? From this 8 o'clock hour open, $30 down puts us at 1887. So that's where I get the 1888 from. And 1882 is just a nice psychological number that I like. So we'll see what happens. As always, this is not financial advice. This is purely educational content. Got to keep saying that here on YouTube. How's everyone doing in our Zoom, the FF family? Hope you're having a great week. At 8 minutes. And then look, if we do get this higher than expected number, you will see, I can't necessarily say that NAS will go up 100%. It should go up, right? But US 30 is the one that I would really be looking for to go up right at 930. So I was looking for a possible pullback down towards this 33,870 level, anywhere from 830 to 930, and then a possible buy up towards our first and second no wick candles, because I believe those should be cleared today with NFP. But my main focus for now is gold, because that will be the pair that sees the movement first. So we'll see what we can get. Hopefully we can end this week on a bright note. Overall for the week, we're positive. I won't lie like some of the Instagram traders and say, oh my God, we caught 8 million pips this week. No, I think we caught around 150 pips this week. June, July, and August are historically very slow months, very low liquidity months. And with low liquidity, you get a lot less valid setups and a lot more BS. And that BS is just meant to take your money. So you get a lot less entries. This will be the third trade I've taken this week. Whereas sometimes I'll have 3 taken by Tuesday open, right? It is what it is, right? And at the end of the day, all we care about is consistent profitability. We don't care about how many pips we get. As long as we're profitable month after month after month, we're happy, as anyone should be. Sayona, we haven't seen you in a while. What happened to you? Used to be here every day. Now you decide to pop back up. Hi, downlinked. How are you, Tyrone? How's it going? Playing price action. If y'all watching this on the YouTube, please drop a comment. Drop a like, comment if you want. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notifications if you want to get updated every single time that we post a video or go live, which we try and do pretty regularly for you guys on YouTube. Life fucked me up. I feel you. Life gets the best of everyone. And look, if for some reason we get a lower than expected number, I have already accepted the fact that I will not be able to close my trade in time. I will take a 54 pip stop loss hit. Well, probably like 50. I don't know. My stop's at 23 on the dot, so closer to like 60, which is fine, right? We have good risk management, so it would not ruin me. It would not make my week negative. It would just be sad. Got 5 minutes left, though. We'll see what we can get in the meantime. Yeah, so the previous month with the consensus, the forecast was 190 and the actual was 339. So that's what, about 150 more, 140, 150 more than expected. This month, our consensus is 225. So a number above 370 would be not, anything above 350 would be more than enough. Let me actually do. I think it was 125 more last time. Let me look. Yeah, 349 more. So with our 225 plus 120, anything above 330 will be amazing, right? But in general, anything above 225 is still good for us, right? We just don't want a lower than expected number. I don't want a lower than expected number. How's it going, Mr. N? Sorry, I do not know how to say your name, and I do not want to mispronounce it. That is your name, and no one should mess that up. But it's nice to have you here from South Africa. And then we have, no, that's all we have today. Hourly earnings and NFP. The one I care about is NFP. Hourly earnings shouldn't mess us up as long as NFP doesn't. At 2 minutes. <sighs> 30 seconds. And I was wrong, is what it's looking like. Yeah, they were much lower than expected. So not much lower, my bad. 209 versus 225. So that's bullish for gold. So that means for me, my gold day is done. However, what I will look to do is I will look for a possible sell setup on US 30, right? Assuming that to finish out this hour, gold does indeed stay bullish, which is what it should do, right? There's no reason we should just have some kind of bearish reversal after a lower than expected NFP number. I will be looking to sell US 30 to recoup that loss and possibly give me a little bit of profit. So we have 38%. We can look to target another 100 pips, which it might be a little bit, might be asking a little bit too much prior to NFP, but that's all I'd be looking for the rest of the day, right? I'm not gonna randomly enter a buy on gold just because my sell was stopped out, right? That's not consistent and smart trading. I would just look to get active on a different pair, and if that doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'll be looking for gold to take out this high today. Extend the prior weekly high and take out this high to confirm that we want to go higher overall. I'm not saying we're going to go all the way to 2000, right? But, as you can see, we do have a little inverse head and shoulder right here. And if that's going to end up playing out and retracing higher, somewhere to a 38 or maybe a 61 up to that 1950 level, right? We're going to want to extend. We're going to want to make a higher high, right? if we don't make that higher high, regardless of what happens, it's just more indecision in the market, right? That's what you want to see today. So if you're in a buy, if you were in a buy, if you were like, I don't think he's right, right? Which is fine, right? I'm not always right. I would be looking for 32 to 36 on gold today. And if that happens, right, we should see that bearish movement on US 30, right? Keyword is should. The ideal level that I would like to sell from is a lot higher, somewhere with this no wick. But I will be looking at this small resistance that we have right here at 33,950, and possibly up to that 34.30 at 38, but I don't really know if I see that happening. But what I would be looking to do is wherever I sell from, target the prior daily low, right? So whether it's here or whether it's here, I'd be looking to target this prior low for 100 to 200 pips and finish out my week like that, right? But in terms of gold, right, we had a lower than expected number. So you know what can we do about that? That's what you get from trading news, right? You're not always going to be correct. At the end of the day, that's as close to gambling as we get when we're trading. At least myself personally, I'm not a gambler, right? But I will place a wager on major news events like NFP. Let's see. You could look for a quick 38% pullback, right? Thing is, though, you got to wait for this news candle to close, and the pullback could happen inside of this candle and then still close higher. But that is one thing you could look for on gold if you were looking to be active, which I don't recommend, right? Especially if you were in a sell, right? Me personally, if I take a loss during a news event because my news prediction was wrong, right? I don't want to make it worse. You know what I mean? I don't want to take my normal okay with me loss and make it into something where I'm sitting on it for especially the whole weekend, right? Right now, I took a small loss. I'm nothing to get beat up over. But if I were to try and buy it and have another stop loss, maybe it'll put me to a 1% loss for the day, which no one wants, right? I lost right around 0.5% on that, which is very minimal. I'm not someone who uses high risk ever. Especially during news trades, I'm not going to be using high risk, right? But what I'm saying is I wouldn't want to get into a second gold trade, lose another 0.5%, and then boom, I'm at 1% loss for the day. You're sitting on that for the weekend. It's not the best thing to do, right? I would rather take a trade that should support the news number that we already know, meaning US 30, right? With that lower than expected number, we should see bearish movement on stocks, meaning if we're given a valid entry, why not take it? The hardest part about it is going to be, I personally would not want to enter until 15 minutes before New York stock open, right? Meaning we could be getting a valid entry right here. We could fall down, break the low and say, dang, like I should have got in. But what if you just stay sideways or even extend that high a little bit prior to that stock open? You know, it's just trickier with a news event. But that's all I'm looking to do for today. And if I don't end up catching a US 30 sell, that's fine with me. So hopefully that made sense to everybody. And hopefully you have somewhat of a plan of attack that either supports your own analysis or backs it up inversely. Maybe you're like, hey, look, his theory, his analysis makes sense, but it's opposite to mine, right? That doesn't mean that I'm wrong. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. You could feel that, okay, look, well, we had a lower than expected NFP, but we had X, Y, and Z that supports my case, your case, and you could use that as an extra confirmation. But that's what I'll be waiting on is right around that 9:15. I'll be looking at US 30 for like I said, 4 times, and I'll say one last time, a possible sell. I'm not going to trade against what I believe is going to happen based on the news number. So if I don't get my sell, cool. If price buys up to the moon, cool. You have to set your analysis and stick to it. A lot of losses in trading can come from going against your analysis or not trusting it, right? And as I mentioned, right, if the number came out lower than expected on gold, I said there's going to be no way for me to take an early stop loss. I'm just going to lose, right? And that's exactly what happened. And that's 100% fine with me. Did anyone in here have a buy? I am curious. YouTube or in the family, anyone had a buy on gold prior to NFP and caught a nice 100 pip move there? Not me. I feel you, Pablo. Well, I hope you guys all have a good weekend. I'm going to end up ending the stream here. As like I said, there's nothing for me to do for another 30 minutes, and I don't feel like sitting here and just talking about nothing. But make sure you are a member of our free Telegram room, which is in the description. And if you want, come join the family. The link is also in the description, along with our Instagram. We hope to see some of you new faces, and we hope to make some profits with you. Hope you guys all had a wonderful week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. And until next time, I will see